Point number 2 today is the firmament above. Now, here's a question. As you've read the Bible, have you ever wondered why people could live to ancient ages before the flood? Or why the rainbow didn't show up until after the flood? The first rainbow was 1,657 years after the creation. And the reason is most assuredly given to us in verses 6 through 8 of the creation account. It says, "Then God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day." You cannot make a rainbow without a prism to refract the incoming light. In today's world, we have droplets of water in the air and they act like prisms. So when the sun shines through them, a rainbow is produced. When God created the earth, he made a firmament above it. And the Hebrew word is Raqia. And this is supposed to be, we don't know this for certain, but it could have been a solid and fixed firmament. So you would think of it maybe like a pellucid sapphire that's up in the sky above us. This waters above then is not just a fantasy of speech, but is an actual body of water which is frozen, and it kept out all of the harmful solar and electromagnetic radiation. So what we would think of today as a super ozone layer. Because this Raqia was there, the light that's needed to produce a rainbow would not have been able to do refraction because the light was already refracted coming through the Raqia. When Noah stepped out of the ark for the first time, there was no Raqia, and there would have been the gentle blue color to the sky that we now know. And what he saw in the sun was probably much brighter than he had ever seen before. And we can guess, although we can't know, that he probably got a sunburn before he realized he needed suntan lotion. So the Raqia not only produced the appearance of the skies and the brightness of the sun, but the solar and electromagnetic rays that were kept out certainly would have allowed the people to live for exceptionally long periods of time. Nowadays we've got this thin little ozone layer, and so it degrades our bodies much, much quicker. And there is no reason at all to assume that people couldn't have lived to very great lengths of ages because of that Raqia. Now, if you add in the higher atmospheric pressure from a smaller Earth, which I won't discuss today, but it's something that we can suppose from the biblical account, the animals themselves would have lived to very long periods of time. Reptiles never stop growing. Any reptile on planet Earth, however old it is, continues to grow. If they lived for the thousands and thousands of years before the flood, then they could have grown to immense sizes. And that is exactly what the archaeological record shows in the disappearance of dinosaurs. So day 2 ends without the great irresolvable problems that many people think the Bible holds. And in fact, they are reasonable and they are probable explanations for the past history of the world.